Yo, 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 this is your boy Bronze. You are watching the Toy Thug Show. I got my co host with me, Gray Miles.
Yes, sir.
This is episode 71.
It's 70, isn't it?
Oh, is it 70? I thought
I believe
last
it's
one was
70.
70. Okay,
I think it's
that's
70.
right. All right, so it's 70. My bad.
Episode 70, the J. Hernandez of episodes.
Boo, 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 boo.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
so before we bring him in, just make sure that you follow us on Instagram, YouTube. If you can subscribe, that'd be good. Also, check us out on our podcast audio form at our Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Play, all that. So, with that being said, we got our boy Jay
Boom.
What's up,
Hernandez.
y'all?
What's
Hey.
up, man? Jay, so is it just short for Justin? Just or I know I saw Jaime.
Yeah, Jaime Javier. So, like, to make it
Yes,
simple for everybody, it's just Jay.
just Jay. Okay, that there I get it now. All right, so we're gonna be going over this week's reveals, Hasbro reveals. Let me go and bring it up here. And the first one up is this guy, Cobra Commander. I saw you posted that you were trying to get the what was it, the network
The
pre-order?
network one, man, like that thing, that entire situation was just a pain in the ass. So I'm happy that Hasbro, after a week of drama surrounding that they finally addressed what went on with those guys.
Right. That's I
So
don't know.
what
Have you
happened with
ever?
that?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh,
and just knowing that Network had put this guy up again this past week, like on like Wednesday, Thursday, like a buddy of mine had messaged me like at 3 o'clock in the morning and said it was X Manny, and he said, "Hey, get on Network, it's up right now." I'm like, "What? What do you mean it's up?" Like they were talking about like canceling people's orders before that, and now you're telling me
right.
that it's up right now. So I went ahead and I snagged this dude at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Like that's the one that like all of us had known that was that was gonna come out because they really dropped the ball on that. They really did.
Yeah. Network. I don't. Is it owned by Ben Baller? I know he's part of it, but yeah, they have a lot of like the pop culture stuff.
Yeah.
But let me hold on here. Is this one? But yeah. So what do you think about the other version that was just announced? Did you put a pre-order for that one? This one?
Oh hell yeah, dude! Like I like that. I like the
This
freaking
one's
fancy lad Cobra Commander, dude. Like the freaking light blue and
the
the gold.
color.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah, the gold.
it really harkens back to just like those classic Johns that were made back then.
Yes, yes. All
So
right,
I'm
we got
digging that
the.
one. So
I'm holding.
I had to break on both.
Oh, so you got this one too?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah,
I got both them
yeah,
Johns. Yeah. I'm
man.
freaking silly for G.I. Joe.
That's the OG to me. I mean, Star besides Star Wars, it was GI Joe in my childhood.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
two
It's
actually.
like
I guess
for those of us,
yeah, for most
yeah,
people, I would
for
think.
those of us who like grew up like in like the 80s, and like some of us who like, came up in like the 90s and whatnot, for me there was like the Trinity. And I won't count Transformers, seeing that I will count Transformers more as vehicles more than anything else. So I
Okay,
will
okay.
always I'll always say G.I. Joe, Masters of the Universe, and
Mm,
and
Star Wars.
whatchamacallit, and Star Wars. Those three right there.
There you go. Grandma's did you used to collect He-Man?
Oh, yeah. I had a Motu collection for
Okay.
sure. For sure I did.
Man, my friend, I was jealous. I think I always say this every time. Like him and his brother, both of them had a Castle Grayskull each. Each of them had them. I was like, man, that's overkill right there. Y'all are
It's like you
spoiled.
think one brother would get Castle Grayskull, the other brother would get Snake Mountain or something like that.
Yeah. Said no, they want both of them.
Want both of
One of
them.
one of
Double
each.
castle time going on.
Right. All right. So what about this? What do you guys think
A
about
Red
this?
Ninja,
Oh, freaking Red Ninja's tight, man.
Yeah.
And
Army Builder.
yeah,
There you
and
go.
I like the one thing that I like about this Red Ninja, and the one thing that I had been talking to everybody about before it came out, just looking at the initial picks, is that I'm happy that the Cobra insignia isn't super duper prominent. So these things can mix in with like a whole bunch of stuff. Really, the only thing that you're looking at is just the little Cobra symbol, like at like the very tip of the headband right there.
That's true.
Whereas you look at the old product pictures, it was like right there, like on the on like the little loincloth and whatnot.
That's right.
So yeah, so these things are going to be making for some wonderful builders. And not only that, you look at the amount of accessories that these things come with, because a lot of folks weren't able to get in on that Snake Eyes exclusive. So now you're able to get all the accessories from that John, maybe aside from the spear, and now you're getting them with the Red Ninja. So I think that is a great reuse of resources there.
That's dope. I like this. Man, okay. Look at that. He has a decent amount of accessories.
Mm-hmm. He's got pretty much everything, like as far as the rack goes, that everything that exclusive Snake Eyes came with, except for that spear, which is really cool.
Okay. That's crazy that like he has almost two of everything.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah. All right.
So here we go. Pimp Destro.
The Pimp Daddy.
Pimp Daddy D.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, that flaming cash accessory is just genius, dude.
It's fire, like literally.
like with this, like you know that they went full pimp on this one, whereas with the last one, they're like, oh, we don't know what to do with a redeco with this. Put some leopard skin, I don't know. And this one, they just went for it. As far as just like the robe, the flaming cash, the friggin' sunglasses, for crying out loud.
Yes. when I first saw this, I didn't like it, but I thought it was tacky. And then when what's his name, the designer, was during the live, he was talking about it, just being opulent and just burning money. I was like, okay, now, and then it started to grow on me. I was like, okay, now I need to get him. Yeah, like this angle right here, his face is pretty dope.
It's like pretty sweet.
Yeah. Man. So, okay. So did you guys pre-order this?
Oh yeah. I definitely did. Yeah, I got that.
I got it on pre-order. Yeah.
Man, see, like this right here, this leopard.
It's so good.
God dang.
Oh man, you know what it reminds me of? Did you all ever get into Chappelle's show at all?
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's leopard, man. Illegal leopard.
For real, illegal leopard. For reals. Oh man. I don't know. I don't know about this artwork though. Do you think it could have been better?
If anything, like I think it goes with the style, and just knowing from what it is that they had said on the live stream that each and every single one of the artists on the box art, they're all different, which is great.
Yeah.
So I think it brings in a nice character, and of course there is a nice ridiculousness that comes along with Pimp Daddy Destro. So I think the art really goes hand in hand with it.
I love the title Profit Director. I want to be a profit director and burn money.
They know exactly what they're doing with that profit director. PD Destro.
Yeah, this team is coming along, man. I'm liking what the G.I. Joe team is doing.
And this was a nice surprise. I am so happy that this did not get spoiled for me here. The nice Ninja Force Storm Shadow. Just really freaking cool.
Yeah, man. So he has his hook over here. Yeah, he's pretty good, man. I like him. Yeah, so like another art, different artist.
And I will say that there were some folks out there who didn't appreciate it all too much, that they made this Storm Shadow before they went with somewhat of more of a classic iteration. And the thing is that what I think that these folks aren't understanding is, I'm like, dude, have you ever collected from Hasbro before? Have you ever known them to give you the version that you want beforehand? It's like, no, it's like they're gonna play it up, man. Like they want you to get this John, and then they want you to get excited for the later releases. Like you look at like things like Captain America, you look at things like Iron Man. Like we barely got these classic Johns this last year.
Right.
Like with the 80th
Anniversary, yeah.
renditions and whatnot. Like, and
Yes.
of course, like we're not talking about Toy Biz or anything like that, to where like that was like it seems like aeons ago.
Right.
But yeah, like even like getting a
It
classic
was.
Hulk, like that was a to do for the guys at Hasbro, and we
Right.
barely got those things fairly recently. So
Yeah, that's true.
when folks are like getting on, like just getting on Hasbro for giving us this version first, I'm like, lay off, guys. They know what they're doing.
They're
They're
warming
gonna
it
give you
up.
this first.
Yeah.
They're warming it up.
They're
Exactly.
preheating the oven. Man. All right, so let's see. So that's it for the GI Joe. Let's see here. Now we're gonna go, and it. I think the live was last Monday for the Star Wars, and
Yep.
I was pretty happy. Man, like when I first saw it, this one, I was like, okay, 3.25 inches is starting to come back. I have a feeling because he set the tone right here. He looks. I don't know if they added more articulation. What do you think? Is it still the same, or because he looks like he's posing?
It looks good. Like as far as myself, like I wish I was more versed in the vintage collection 3 3/4, 4 inch stuff. I kind of left those behind a long time ago.
Right.
But for what it is
Yes.
that they are doing now, I think they look fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like how some cars, when the next line up, is updated, and it kind of trickles down to the lower the end cars below them, like kind of like the, I don't know, Nissan Maxima to the Altima. Well, they don't have Maximas no more, I don't think. But yeah, I feel like yeah, they're trickling down because to me, like the detail is pretty good. Like this stick, I mean,
It is nice.
the hand, these are small, but yeah, I'm with you too. Like I haven't been really collecting any of the vintage wave, but there are collectors out there. Like there's a lot of them actually.
Who are purists. Yeah, like some of
Yes,
them won't even go near the Black Series because they've had so much invested in the 4 inch 3 3/4 stuff. Yeah.
yeah, and like this cloth, this man, the soft goods is looks on point on
Yeah.
this one. Now I guess this is the proto because yeah, this looks super photoshopped.
It looks super Photoshop. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's no the articulation is back to like how it was. So, but would you guys get her,
Oh no.
Grandma? Yeah,
No, I don't think
yeah.
so. I don't
Big
think
ups to
so.
Leia, R.I.P. Um, yeah. So okay, so that's it, and they only did two. This
Now
one
this is where
though,
it's at,
Is
bro.
that it? Is that all they revealed for?
actually, I think there's one more, but it's kind of like more the same. The Stormtrooper.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, this was what
I like
really.
this right here, man.
Yeah. And yeah, I guess Gray Miles pointed out like you have to get two
You have
just
to
to
buy
get the.
two of them to make the whole sets, like the whole scene. You have to buy two of them, but
Oh, they know exactly what they're doing with
Yeah.
that.
And so is it 50 bucks for one?
I believe so. Yeah.
Dang.
So you want the
Okay.
whole deal at $100.
Yeah. So yeah, this is. So that's why I was like, okay, this is what they're starting to come out with the play sets, with the 3 1/4. I'm like, okay. I mean, for the collectors, for the hardcore collectors, this is a treat for them.
But yeah, for
Like
me,
that.
I will say like, yeah, this kind of stuff it leaves me just a little bit cold now, seeing that they put so many resources into the 6 inch. I'm like, well, I do understand that there are variances in what it is that folks collect. But for me, I'm like, man, dude, I can't afford both. So
Right.
like like for me, like there always has to just be this point to where it's like, all right, I need to let something go.
Yeah.
And of course for me it was the 3 3/4 inch stuff.
Yes. Right.
I mean, because yeah, the same thing has pretty much happened with GI Joe as well.
Right. Right. Yeah. So this is their new car design. I like it. Got that right there. More shots. All right, so the snowtroopers. Did you guys cop this?
Yeah, I got
I
them
actually
on the
didn't know.
old card. Yeah, I got those.
You got that? Okay.
'Cause you can like switch the faces.
Yeah, that's what's pretty dope about this.
Oh, really? Can you do that? Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one has a beard, one doesn't. That's pretty cool.
got the mask right here. I mean the scarf. Yeah, this has to be soft good, huh? Or no?
No, it's
Vinyl.
plastic.
Oh, okay. I like the goggles. The packaging is pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, got that. Jay, so do you collect any of the Star Wars heavily, or you just
I'm like myself, like I'm super duper selective with what it is that I pick up from Star Wars Black these days. Like I used to have a bunch, and then after that, like I started like dwindling down a little bit. Like at first, like I collected everything, and then I said, all right, I'm gonna stop collecting everything from Black Series, and I'm just gonna collect the bounty hunters. And then
that's
so
what
I
I
got the
did.
bounty hunters, and I finally finished that up. But then once Mandalorian came out, I'm like, damn, dude, like I need to get all these Johns right here. And then of course like the odd trooper every now and again. But yeah, dude, like Mandalorian like got me back in like hardcore. Like
Yeah,
those are the reveals that I'm waiting for personally.
that's right.
It's like there was one episode that I was incredibly just enamored with. And that was the one with like Bill Burr in it, and like all these other folks. And it was the one where basically like Mando like kicked like every single one of like this renegade team's ass and
Yes.
left them
Okay.
in
On that
space
ship,
prison.
on the prison ship.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, that was a
Yes.
damn good episode. And like even when I was done with like watching that episode, I was like, I would get figures of all of these guys.
Right.
Yup.
I a couple episodes ago I mentioned that particular episode to Gray Miles and KP, but there was one line where they're introducing one of the guys. It goes, "Oh yeah, he used to be a Empire sniper or whatever."
Yeah, an Imperial
And then he goes,
sniper.
Imperial sniper, and then he was. Maldo said, "That's not saying much."
That's not saying
And I
much.
was like rolling,
I wasn't
like,
a stormtrooper, wise ass. Like, leave it to Bill Burr to be the first person to swear in Star Wars.
I was dying, and yeah, so yeah, that was my favorite scene right there, man.
Oh my oh shit, my favorite line from that one, and it was and just like and leave it to like again, leave it to like Bill Burr to be racist in space as well. To where he's like, oh, maybe he's a Gungan under that mask.
Oh yeah,
Oh, are you a Gungan? You so no want to show your face?
oh, oh, I forgot about that. Oh my god, that's probably one of the best top episodes right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, so this Boba Fett. Yeah, I love me some
Boba Fett
man.
for the freaking umpteenth time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's like I'm like okay, I want see the cape right here.
He has a
Got
new
me.
cape though. You have
Does
to
he
cop the
really?
cape. I believe so.
I'm here like putting my glasses on. I'm like, really?
I was like, okay, I gotta get me the new cape, man.
There's this awesome freaking meme that was going around Instagram and Facebook, and it was this dude putting on clown makeup in front of a mirror, and above it just said, "Star Wars Black Series collectors preparing to buy the 5th iteration of Boba Fett."
Oh man, I mean it's there like Wolverine, I guess. You know?
No, it is true. Like it is true. Like they know they know who their money makers are because of
Right.
course like they and I think it's the same thing with GI Joe. It's the same thing with really anything that Hasbro puts out. Is that they do know that they have their money makers. They have the folks that pay their bills.
Yes.
You know, so of course, like you have your Spider-Mans, your Wolverines, like now your Iron Mans and Captain Americas, which is why there's so many freaking iterations and repacks of these guys. Because folks, no matter what age they are going to want to pick these guys up because they transcend, you know, any type of trend because they've been cool, you know, since they came out.
Right. Man, speaking of like Thor and them, I saw that Chris Hemsworth, the one that plays Thor, is not happy of Thor's direction because they're saying that it's gonna be Natalie Portman is gonna be the new Thor like permanently.
Is that right? Really?
I mean, I know that's just the rumors, and yeah. So, but he's not happy if that's true.
I hadn't been keeping up with it at all.
Yeah, I saw that last night. Yeah, so I saw that somebody was mentioning that on YouTube.
Like although for me the thing that I take a lot of comfort in, seeing that Thor Ragnarok is like Thor Ragnarok next to probably Endgame is my favorite MCU film.
Right, it was good.
So knowing that Taika is going to still be writing, he's still going to be in development, he's still going to be in charge of the next Thor movie, I'm like, I ain't got no worries, I ain't got no concerns whatsoever over that.
Right. Yeah, because they're mentioning, okay, like Iron Man, Tony Stark, he's gone. Captain America is gone. He's pretty much like Thor's the last guy. And they're thinking MCU is gonna they're moving to the next phase.
Do a little change
and like I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean I know like he's getting a little older, but yeah, I don't know like a permanent.
Yeah.
Thor. I mean, being what's her name, and then they're talking about Black Panther, Asuri becoming the next Black Panther. They want to focus on that. That's the talks. So
that'd be pretty cool. I'd watch that.
Yeah. Change. I saw this, in the live, and I was just like, "Dang, the packaging looks
so like, big."
Yeah.
Dude, we're looking at the packaging. Yeah, it does look good.
Imagine if this was flocked.
All right. There you go. It's like that's how I'd pick up another Chewbacca, right?
Right. Jay, do you collect any Funkos?
Any what?
Any Funko Pops?
Oh no, I don't know.
That's cool.
Like I think I have like 2, and those are like gifts.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, it seems like it's the same Wookiee, same mold, but I mean, yeah, he looks freaking tall in this package.
Yeah, if anything, you would imagine like the blister package is going to be about like yay big or something.
Right. And of course, the other money makers, Darth
Vader.
Yeah.
I forgot what they mentioned. I kind of tuned it out, like what this version is. But I was just like
the Empire version.
Right? It is the Empire version, right?
Yeah, it is Empire, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is like sometimes I consider myself a fan, but at the same time, like I am not a true fanatic of Star Wars, because if you were to ask me, hey, what's the difference between the Jedi Vader and the Empire Strikes Back Vader, I could not tell you, like at all. I could not tell. Like I have 40th Vader like right there, and I'm like I have no idea what the differences are between that one and this one right here.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
No idea.
Oh man.
And of course, but although like, it's an entirely different thing. Every collector is an entirely different breed.
Right.
Like if you were to ask me, like what are the differences between every single Captain America that Marvel Legends has released? I'll be, oh yeah, this is the difference right here. Like as far as just even anything from the MCU, I don't collect it a significant portion of that stuff. However, I could always just say, it's like, oh yeah, these are the differences right there.
Right.
But you look like, even for me though, like I look at like the Vader stuff, I'm like, man, like a lot of this stuff is just really minute and distinct. Like for me, like I really have to look at what these differences are.
Yes. I noticed this. I don't know. This looks kind of like a sparring cover. It looks like the soft good, it looks improved right here. So
yeah, I mean, for the most part, like with every single release, it seems that Hasbro soft goods get a little better, which is nice.
Yes.
Because I know that even from like the first Vader, like I call that like droopy dog Vader because he looks so sad.
Yeah.
Like you look at the soft goods on that one compared to the 40th version. Yeah, I mean, there's some really nice stuff that's going on. It's just a lot, just a lot cleaner, a lot crisper, a lot finer.
Right. We got the Imperial Snowtrooper. Man, when I was a kid, I was scared. When in Empire, when they came and then they announced it over the PA. They have entered the building. I'm like, oh no! And then I see these guys. I mean, they look like KKK. I'm like, oh my god, run! Punch it,
is totally
Chewie! Get
true,
the
man.
hell out of there!
The friggin'
I was-
snowtroopers do look like they're part of the clan.
I was like, oh my god, this is scary as hell. Yeah, looks like they kind of they changed up the colorway. I mean, it's not straight up all white. You know, it's a little bit of off white.
Kind of off-white, yeah.
And that's usually what they do, right? With their different versions, that they change it up just a little bit, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just enough. Save money, but still make money. Save money,
just
make
enough
money.
to get you back.
You got these boots. I like the boots. But yeah, this one looks pretty good. All right. So we got Luke Skywalker, Dagobah version. Now, I thought back in January when they revealed it at the toy fair.
Toy fair, yeah.
I thought Yoda came with him. I thought that's what they were gonna say.
So I take it like they have this one, and then they have a different pack, I guess.
Yeah,
like a $40 pack, a deluxe pack.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
There's a deluxe one coming out with the Yoda in it, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. Well, I gotta get the deluxe then.
I mean, yeah, because if you're gonna have Luke, you gotta have Yoda in there.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing that the look that they went with is fairly distinct.
Right.
But it looks good. I like
Yeah.
it. Like, a lot of folks are complaining about the single jointed leg that's there, but at the same time, like, I look at that. Really, it's no different than the stuff that like NECA gives us and whatnot. So I don't
Right.
have much of a problem with it.
Yeah. All right. So this one, man, I'm gonna have to get this one.
What is this?
It's
It's a Bop It.
Yeah, it's a there's I guess it's a toy line. I have one, and it's like I have two of them actually. Well, it's not me. My wife has it. It's a toy, and there's like different like knobs and buttons, and then you gotta like follow the pattern. Like if one lights up, and it gets harder and harder, and you gotta do it fast. You gotta twist it, bop it. It'll tell you like twist it, bop it.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun actually. And then we have like I don't know, a small keychain version. So when they talked about that, like okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to get that because I don't know how he's gonna make the sound.
It's like what? It's like
Yeah,
basically like you're just gonna be that freaking scout trooper from the last episode of The Mandalorian. Just bop it. Bop it.
Oh man, that episode was awesome too. Oh man, man. So yeah, so this, yeah, he's still cute as hell, man. Like, hey, look at that, the child.
Yeah, you gotta wonder. It's like, because at least like on the Bop It, like it has like the little doodads and whatnot to where like you have the button, the little twist thing, like all sorts of stuff. Whereas like this, like, do you like pinch his ear or something?
How does this work?
Twist his head, pull his leg.
Press top of head to start.
Exactly.
It's like features the voice of the Mandalorian. It's like, what? So are we just gonna have freaking Mando Bop It?
Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely getting that. I'm getting this, man. I hope they pre-ordered on Hasbro Pulse. Oh man. So yeah, man. So that's it for the reveals, man. Yeah. So I don't know if they're gonna do some more. Yeah, I'm assuming they're gonna probably announce later this year. What did they say about any of the con exclusives? Are they gonna release it, or are they just gonna hold it for the next time? When the cons are able to open up.
From what I understand, I think that a good portion of companies are still going to be going forward with what it is that they produce, because I think a lot of stuff has already just been made.
Right.
The rumor, and of course this is just a rumor, is that at least on Instagram, and a little bit on Facebook, like I've seen like this 5-pack Psycho Ranger Lightning Collection set that's been coming out, and apparently that's been rumored to be the SDCC exclusive. There's also been something that's rumored about possibly a Marvel Legends X-Men related exclusive that's going to be going on as well. Maybe something X-Force to go along with the what is it, the Nimrod 3-pack that's coming out. So I think what it is that they want to do, I think that they want to put together either X-Force, or what it is that they want to do, they want to put together that giant size X-Men set, that team, like the scene that that classic Storm is coming out. And of course, like I would imagine that they probably want to re-release that Cyclops as well that came with the 2-pack Phoenix. So yeah, I think those are just things that have just been like, or just around, as far as rumors go.
So Ray, for
oh yeah, and the rumor is that Cad Bane was going to be this year's Black Series SDCC. Yeah, I did hear that as well. And of course, like, people are upset about that because people who have been following the Star Wars animated stuff, like, they love Cad Bane, so they are upset that Cad Bane is going to be released prospectively as an exclusive. But as with everything that is released Star Wars, you're gonna eventually get it later on. Even like anything Hasbro across the line, you're gonna get it later on.
Right.
You may not get it at con, but you'll get it later because they'll release it later.
Right. So okay, yeah, good stuff, man. So all right, so on to Jay Hernandez, man. So Jay, so can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, when did you start collecting, and actually more your YouTube channel? Like, when did you start that up?
Let's see. I started the YouTube channel. Let's see. I started on Thanksgiving, like 2017 or so.
Oh, okay.
My girlfriend was out of town, and I'd gotten this Reveltech knockoff of Deadpool that was in a different color scheme. And I was like, oh, it's like, I actually like, and I was expecting to get ripped off from this thing. I was like, I haven't gotten anything in like the past like month and a half, 2 months. And finally it came in, and I was like, wow, like, I think folks would actually like to see a video of this. And I didn't know the first thing about making a video. I didn't know anything about editing. As far as just like any type of like newfangled editing or anything like that. I didn't have the software to do it. So every video that I did was just one continuous take. And I give complete hats off to a lot of toy content creators out there, like D Amazing being one. Like, he doesn't cut at all, and I'm like, damn, dude, it's like I have to cut like every single second, man, because like I always mess up. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, so I made that video. That was the first video that I had made. And it was just something to do. It was something to pass the time. And it was just something that was just a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I really love your format. It's really engaging. It's also consistent. So me watching as like a regular viewer, I know what the next segment is.
What the next thing's gonna be, yeah.
Up to and that kind of like, I'm like anticipating, like, oh, I can't wait for this part. I can't wait till he shows this part. This is my favorite part. So I love that. Everyone, it's posted. I mean, you can see it. That's your link, right?
What's that?
The youtube.com D-Raven.
It sucks, dude. It
So I was
sucks,
like,
dude, because I made my YouTube like all the way back, like in 2000, I don't know what. And of course, like, I was like, oh, Eric Draven. I love Eric Draven. It was the Crow, like all the way back in the early millennium. And it sucks because like I've tried to change it. Like, I've tried to change it, and it's like and I have changed it. It's like youtube.com / like Just Jay Hernandez or something like that. And it's still like it comes up Draven 901, and it's something
crazy.
that I cannot run it. It sucks.
It's branded.
Like, I'm just so happy that it's not like Durden 901 or something like that. But yeah.
Also,
that's it.
Also, in your reviews, I love the music. So you know, even though it's consistent, there's always something different about,
There's always
you know.
something different. Yeah.
Yes. And how do you find the music? I'm like, wow, that's dope. You know, the 8-bit remix, and yeah, I just like it. So how do you go to the process, you know, finding the music?
With that, like the great thing about the internet is that it's a wash of whatever it is that you're looking for. And really, like the 8-bit music was just an offshoot. And I'm willing to admit it, because imitation is the highest form of fucking flattery. We can swear here, yeah?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
Of course.
Yeah, that's
good. Is that Dan Larson over at Toy Galaxy, is that he had like this nice little 8-bit track, this little like nice jaunty tune that he used to have. And I was like, man, it's like it, like just thinking to myself, like one day, like, man, it'd be funny if, like, you know, we use like an 8-bit version of like Black Hole Suns, like some Soundgarden or something like that. And like, wouldn't you know, like I just like on a whim just like went on SoundCloud. I was like, 8-bit Black Hole Sun, and wouldn't you know, like it's there. I was like, holy shit.
wow.
So like I'm like listening to it, I'm like, damn, dude, it's like I wonder if I can use that on a video. And just like, and like I look at like free use and whatnot, I'm like, fuck it, it's like I'm gonna put that on then.
Oh, that's dope.
You know? So like just like making sure that like I'm not stepping on any type of copyright stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, like usually it's like that's how I'll find like a good portion of this stuff.
That's awesome.
So whenever it comes to the music that I use, of course, like it has to be something, you know, that I grew up with. It's something that like I'm heavily inspired by, you know, like any type of beat, you know, that I can find, you know, that's X-Men related, comic book related, Star Wars related, like any type of geekdom, you know, that's involved with this tunage, I'll more than likely use it. Because it really is just like a nice partner to just the videos themselves.
It does. It ties it all together.
Yeah.
You know, so there's times that I get inspired by your poses, and when I pick up a figure that you already have and you pose it, I try to mimic that. And then there's a couple times in our podcast show, you know, before we had we go live on video, I would bring it because we would go over our pickups, and then Great Miles would be like, man, how'd you figure that pose out? Did you bite off Jay Hernandez again?
Oh, that's funny.
So I mean, I'm not a good like poser. I'm just a collector. I'm not like a hardcore, you know, toy photographer. You know, we curate it on IG, and so yeah, the way you pose them, and especially this one, this is like your infamous signature.
The balance pose.
Man. I remember when I first saw that, I forgot one of the poses, and it just kind of blew my mind. I think it was just.
Oh, this is no wires at all, right? This is straight up balance, right?
Yeah, that's just straight up balance. Yep. And yeah, like
how did you figure this out, or did you try it like for hours and hours, or did you kind of just understand like, okay, well, this is how this leg right here, this leg here, arm back here.
Like, how did you if anything, that's like what was it? I think I had seen it in a comic or something like that, and truth be told, like I can't even remember like where I saw that pose. And I had done that pose. I think like this was like back like it was either 2016 or 2017, somewhere around there. And it was difficult at first. Like I think the first figure that I had like balanced on was like Juggernaut or something like that. So of course, right. Like there's not a whole lot of room for failure because he's like this big. So like there's like a good target that's going on there. And then little by little, you know, like you just start to up the ante a little bit to where it's like, all right, you know, it's all about figuring it out. And like, yeah, like now, like I've done this pose like so many freaking times. Like now, like it takes me like, even like on the most difficult of figures, like it'll take me like at most like 5 minutes is being incredibly generous. But at the same time, like I'm thinking, it's like, Jay, that's nothing to be proud of, dude. Like at all. Like I could have put this type of work into something useful for crying
Hey,
out
no,
loud.
but
It's like,
it's work of art, man.
and it's good because like I've said this to other folks as well, is that like I took up like the balancing of like figures and posing figures when I quit smoking. Um,
Okay.
because like I needed something to keep my hands busy and I needed something to keep my mind busy because when I quit smoking, I developed a good deal of anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Because like for me, like I had smoked for like 20 years. Like
Right.
I'd smoked since I was 15 years old. And then to just lose that, like it's kind of like you're losing a buddy, as corny as that sounds.
No.
So then my psychiatrist said, find something that you can meditate on, find something that you can do with your hands, something that's going to take your mind off of it.
Yes.
So that seemed to work, that really seemed to work. And like from then on, like whenever like you see me like in a video or whenever you see like a picture that I put up, like that pretty much means like I was just going to my Zen place, which
Ah.
I felt like balancing, and which is why like I've integrated that thing into every single video. Like some folks see it as a gimmick, and of course it is kind of a gimmick, but it's something for me. It's something for my own well-being. It's something for my mental health. Whereas if I feel stressed out, it's like everything is going to be fine at least for 5 minutes when I'm just posing this thing like on top because it helps me just clear my mind of everything else that's going on, and all that
Right.
matters is putting this thing on top of this thing here. It's
Big
something that's just simple.
ups.
You know what I
Heck
mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, okay. Want to show some of your videos here. Yeah, I like the intro.
The intro, I haven't changed that intro in so long, man. But
Hey,
I
that's
love those
okay.
pictures. I love those
Yeah.
pictures.
Man. Yeah, we on this one we unable to share the sound for some reason, but yeah, we can just
This video though, and yeah, and I had mentioned to you that Tommy is one of my favorite figures out there because there was something about this figure, at least when it came to Hasbro's offerings, that when it came to posing, everything just clicked for me. I was like, oh my god, like this thing is it's making like my job of like of
easy.
easy, just like it's so simple just to make this guy look good. And it was like, aside from of course Mayfex Spider-Man, but of course that thing costs $100, this thing only costs $20. um,
Yes.
and just like the amount of versatility that you can get from the poses that you're able to do on this guy, it's wonderful. So yeah, this particular figure, this video is one of my favorite videos that I'd
Oh,
ever put
see?
together, because
There
this
you
video, I was one of the first folks to pick this up. Somebody from Canada. I bought this from a person in Canada. They sent it to me, and like as soon as I got it, I was like, I'm gonna play with this for like a good 2 hours, and then I'm just gonna make a video. Because I mean, number one, for Power Rangers fans across across the country, around the world, we had been looking forward to this because Bandai had a stronghold on this particular
license.
license for the longest time. So once Hasbro picked up the whole kit and caboodle, like the entire Power Rangers, universe, yeah, a lot of folks just wanted to see this. So I picked up a good portion of subscribers from this video alone right here. I love this video so much.
When I first saw the Power Rangers line, it was also in the Toy Fair reveal, from Hasbro. I was like, dang, I'm not a fan, a hardcore fan of Power Rangers, but man, this looks pretty good.
But it looks good, don't it?
Right.
because,
Yeah.
because yeah.
Yeah, no, no, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh no, because yeah, like I said, you had the Bandai USA stuff, and then you also had the SH Figuart stuff, which was great. Like their stuff looked awesome when it came to Power Rangers, but it was so expensive.
Expensive, yeah.
Like it was so freaking expensive. Like I was like spending anywhere between $50 to $60 on just my regular Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm like, man, it's like there's got to be a better way, because I'm not made of money, and of course I was smoking cigarettes at the time, so I couldn't afford it. But knowing that these were going to come out and knowing that they were going to be $20 a piece, yeah, man, that rocked pretty freaking hard.
Right. Actually, I think I was inspired to get this when I saw this video, and I tried to emulate some of the poses. And that's when Gray Miles was like, "Man, what you trying to do, man? Like,
I
where'd you
knew
get
it.
this?"
I knew it.
When I was thinking about it, I was like, "Wow!" Like whoever the team is, like this. I'm like, they need to do this with GI Joe or something. I don't know.
Oh
Like
yeah, oh yeah.
this
Like
this team in Hasbro, they need to do some more lines.
and as soon as like, and I think I had brought this up in the video, when I was playing around with the articulation on this guy, I was like, man, dude, it's like we need to get this on some Marvel Legends. And it is great because we have gotten it on a couple so far. We got it on Beast, and we did get it on that newest Spider-Man that just came out. And I love both of those figures.
Right.
And I'm really hoping, I really am hoping that Hasbro just sticks with that, because that's another reason why I am dragging my feet in making my newest video right now, because like I was telling you before, that Spider-Man is a really hard act to follow. You know, because
Man,
I did anything and everything with that Spider-Man. So like looking at like any other Hasbro offering now that's not on that articulation scheme, it's not going to be as exciting. Like it's nice to look at and whatnot, but for me to get enthusiastic about it, to get jazzed about it, it's a little bit more difficult. So I've been slowly creeping on trying to get a new video up, but it's really difficult after playing with that Spider-Man.
Wow. I feel like it's kind of getting slow.
And it is, yeah.
I was kind of, it's probably because of COVID. But last year, Hasbro killed it. Oh my God! Like it was with the Marvel Legends. I was like, oh, how are they gonna top this?
Right?
You know, and I was excited for this year. I mean, so far it's been okay. I mean, definitely, I don't think it matched up to last year, but again, they outdid themselves. But
and it's true, and to speak on what it is that you're going with, yeah, I mean, I will say that when it comes to just as far as just I'll for lack of a better word, just like the quality and the content that's coming out of the Legends line right now, it's I'll say this, it's okay. It's okay what it is that they're doing. It's not by any means fantastic, but at the same time, what it is that we are waiting for, we're still waiting for those X-Men, like those X-Men movie figures to come out. I think that those are going to change the game pretty well. I mean, because it's going to be the first time that we've seen anything from the Fox franchises since the Toy Biz days, which is fantastic. So I am looking forward to that Deadpool. I am looking forward to that Logan. Of course, when it comes to the comic book offerings, I am incredibly looking forward to that Deluxe War Machine. But you look at all of these post releases that are coming out, and we focus on what it is that they have put out. Yeah, there's been some all right stuff. Like I was thinking about this last night, and at this time of year, I usually make a top 10 Marvel Legends video.
Like halfway, right?
Like a halfway point so far. And I looked at like a good portion of what it is that I've got, and I'm like, man, do I even have 10 that I like right now? And I try to do the math. I was like, I don't even have 10 that I like that I would say like this is worthy of being in a top 10 right now.
Right.
Whereas like last year, like there was a lot of dark horses in the running, like things like Beta Ray Bill, things like the Carpenter Spider Woman, like all sorts of stuff. Like there was a lot of just really obscure stuff, but it looked good. Whereas this year, like I'll look at something like Shang-Chi, which is a great figure, or I'll look at somebody like Vulture or something like that.
Yes.
But at the same time, I'm like, okay, Shang-Chi is pretty cool. But like I'll look at like some of this other stuff. I'm like, man, it's like there's just a lot that's just not interesting about this.
That's true.
Because like you look at even like some of the lackluster waves that have come out, a lot of folks, they weren't too hip on maybe like half of the Black Widow wave.
Yeah.
Whereas like for me, like I really like Bucky and I like Taskmaster. and that's kind of it. Crossbones is what it is. A lot of folks didn't like it. I like it for what it is, but is it top 10 worthy? No, not at all.
Right. And that's good that you have that standard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not just to like get YouTube views or whatever. You know, you got to have that integrity, right? Like, if it's dope, it's dope.
that's
Just
just
don't
it.
say it's dope
Like,
just for the sake.
yeah, like I'm not gonna make a video for the sake of making a video, and I'm not gonna make a video because I have nothing else to do. Like,
Right.
if I'm gonna make a video, it's because I really want to make a video and I want to get the word out on this thing, or I just want to express how much I enjoy, whatever. Or on the flip side, the flip side of that, and I'm happy that I haven't had to make this type of video in a while, not since Six-Armed Spider-Man, of just getting a figure and just demolishing it. Like, of course, like Anthony's Customs makes a business out of that. Whereas me, I'm like, no, it's fairly few and far between that I will just abhor something. But yeah, just getting back to it, like there's not a lot of legends that I like so far. Now, by the end of the year, I am sure that there is going to be a solid grouping of what's coming out. Like like the strong guy wave.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the strong guy bath looks really good.
Yep.
I do think that Warpath looks really good. And what is it? That Maverick, I mean, it looks like there's plenty of new pieces on it. So that's a nice looking figure. I haven't gotten my hands on that wave. Like there was a couple of folks that were able to snag it on Mercari. I wish I was one of them folks because I would have loved to have gotten that strong guy Build-A-Figure. But
it was on Mercari?
Yeah, it was on Mercari for like a little bit. And yeah, so that one was gone now. So like I've been like checking in with that seller like every week. Like, are you gonna get a new case of it? I want to see it.
Yeah. I wasn't too fond of the Sugarman wave really. Great Moss got it, but
me neither, dude. Like, but then again, for me, like that even comes down to content too. Seeing that like I'm not the biggest Age of Apocalypse fan, and I know that there are a lot of folks out there. They like that Dark Beast. They like the Jean Grey. They like even that Sunspot is really pretty. But it just doesn't have a place in my collection.
Right. Great Moss, what do you think? What's your take on that wave?
I like the Dark Beast. It's really pretty cool. The Sugar Man itself is pretty dope. I mean, he's kind of a weird, kind of crazy looking character. So that's kind of cool to have. But I hear what you guys are saying. It's really not the greatest wave, but it has its high spots.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially for folks who dig on Age of Apocalypse. Yeah.
Yep. Man, this right here, this picture is my favorite picture. Or what? I mean, you have a lot of good pictures, but just to see this, I'm like, because I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get this done.
It's like it was a Juanitos Monitos helped me put that thing together, which is good because of course like there was a few that I was missing. Like I was missing that lizard, I was missing Chameleon, I was missing like a few other folks like Green Goblin. Because I had been like I had been really picky about my Spidey Rogues gallery.
Same here.
And really it was that new Spider-Man that inspired me to finally like get all of my favorites. Because because I knew that once I had that Spider-Man in my grasp, I'm like, dude, it's like there's so many freaking Spider-Man things that I just want to do now, and I would love to have like a good healthy Rogues gallery there.
Right.
So yeah, and of course, like that, there is like one of like my very few collection shots that I will put up on Instagram.
The figure Scorpion itself, when I saw it in person, I was like, man, I thought it was gonna be like from when they announced it, it was more dope but then when I saw it in person, like, it's okay, but like I had to get him. To complete
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Because even for me, like Scorpion, like even though like I do see Scorpion as somewhat of just like a more minor villain, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm like, oh no, dude, like Scorpion is like he's one of the ones, right?
Right. Mysterio, he's one of my favorites. This figure is so
I'm one of those weirdos to where I actually like this Mysterio a lot more than the classic Mysterio that they're coming out with.
Right. No, I'm with you on that one. Doc Ock, man, so dope. They hit it on that one.
Oh yeah, it's great, and you got to wonder if they're ever going to reuse that body for anything.
Yeah. They just said, "Oh, we gotta do it for the fans, man."
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how we're gonna reuse them. I guess
True.
this will be the one take
I
hove.
think I think what like probably like a Fantastic Four Mole Man or something like that would look good on that.
Oh
Possibly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Great Miles, what's your favorite figure out of this?
That Kingpin is dope, man.
Yeah,
I love that Kingpin.
yeah.
Kingpin is great, man. I actually and that's another thing. I like this Kingpin way more than the classic one that's coming out.
Yeah. Same here. I didn't get a chance to get the bath, so I'm having to settle for the upcoming one. I was like, this suit is not as clean as the all white one.
I do have a feeling though that once that Kingpin hits, the white one is going to be a lot easier to come by.
Oh, you think so?
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah,
that gives me
I think
hope.
so.
That gives me hope, man. Vulture, I love Vulture.
Yeah, I
His
will
sculpt,
say
his
that
head
Vulture
sculpt.
is really nice.
Like, man, yeah. Let's see what else we got here. This one, this caught my eye.
That was me brushing off my Photoshop, right? My minuscule Photoshop skills for that picture.
I didn't even realize it. Yeah, it pops out. The skateboard just like it drew me.
Oh
Looking
yeah,
at that.
dude, like
You
the
get
nice
the white
freaking Powell
background
Peralta.
Yes, that's so dope, man.
Oh, I just put that one up tonight.
Nice. Oh, okay. So, do you have any the Fortnite, or is this one of the Fortnite figures?
And dude, I hate admitting it, dude. Like I have more Fortnite figures than I'd like to have. Like I think I probably have like a dozen of these Johns here.
Yeah.
And of course for like a lot of my Fortnite purchases, like I was one of the first ones to put up a video for the Fortnite figures. Who was it? It was Rabbit Raider was one of the first ones that I put up. And then I was like, all right, it's like I'm just gonna get a couple of these just for scaling sections, and then the freaking designs just started getting wackier and wackier. I'm like, damn it, man! Like I'm actually gonna have to start buying these things, man. I'm really gonna have to start.
It's true. I was at Target the other day. I'm like, dang. I mean, because I wanted to start collecting these, but then I was like, oh man, budget reasons. And my first one was the common one, the panda girl with the head, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was my first one. And then Gray Miles hit me up. Hey man, I don't know if you know HEB, the grocery store.
Oh
over here.
Yep.
And then he goes, hey man, there's a bunch of them over here in HEB. It was like 2 years ago.
They sell freaking Jazzwares at HEB.
Yeah. So I was like, oh man, I gotta get these. And I'm like, oh man, I shouldn't get these, man. I could easily spend $100. I'll just chill. Because I know there was a couple. I still have some upstairs, like the night one. At one point, it was going for like $60, and they're like on HEB. He was in HEB. I was like, oh man, let me cop this and try to sell. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, like this one is pretty interesting.
Freaking Beef Boss, that dude is ridiculous, man. Like, it's like I saw one of my other content maker friends, Toy Bro. He had done a video of that one. So after I saw his video, I was like, damn it, I need to pick that up. And then Dan Larson had put up a picture of this other one that like this robotic rooster that looks like a Gundam. It looks like his name is Sentinel. And after like he put that picture up, I was like, damn it, like I need that one too. So yeah, it's like really I blame a lot of other content makers for me picking up a good portion of these freaking Fortnite figures.
Yeah, I can say the same thing to you, man. You inspire me. I'm like, damn it! All right, I'm going on my phone. Let me look it up.
Yep.
Man, well, Jay, man, it was a pleasure to have you here. It was an awesome show with you, and that hopefully you can hang out with us again.
Oh, totally, man. Totally, I'd love to.
Yeah, man. So that being said, man, this is it for this episode. Make sure you guys follow us. Let me go ahead and shout that YouTube channel again. And then that's it, man. All right, Jay, we'll hit you up, man. We'll talk to you later, man. Peace.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right. Okay, man.
All right,
Yeah,
man.
awesome show. Good show, man.
We're still on. We're still live, bro.
Yeah, man. All right. I just want to say, make sure you guys
all right.
follow
My
us,
bad.
do our little
My bad.
outro.
My bad.
Instagram, Toy Thug Show on Instagram, and our podcast. So we out. Anything before we bounce, Gray Miles?
Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Stay healthy.
Yes. I need that mask right there. That's what Gray Miles
You know what I'm
has.
saying?
Man, we out. Peace.